I don't know how they did it. All I know is they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they did it.
In the ever-expanding landscape of scientific exploration, there are discoveries that stand out as truly mind-boggling. From unraveling the mysteries of the Dead Sea Scrolls to uncovering ancient civilizations buried beneath layers of earth. Join us on an epic journey into the uncharted territories of scientific discovery, where the most astounding breakthroughs are redefining the boundaries of human knowledge. And in a stunning twist, a long-hidden tomb has been unearthed, holding the secrets of a legendary queen. What astonishing mysteries lie within, waiting to be unearthed? The unearthing of underground chamber. In 1995, a groundbreaking discovery unfolded beneath the sands of Giza, spearheaded by Kent Weeks and his team. Their excavation unearthed underground chambers, casting a new light on this ancient site. Certain unconventional researchers have put forward speculation suggesting that Egypt's history may deviate from the official narrative. They propose that the famous pyramids, often attributed to the Egyptians, could potentially be replicas of grand structures from an earlier and mysterious civilization. Supporters of this theory pointed to significant erosion patterns on the pyramids and especially the Sphinx. These weathering marks, they argued, hinted at an age far older than traditionally believed. Detailed studies of past rainfall patterns seem to support this, suggesting a potential age for these structures reaching back hundreds of thousands of years. However, such claims posed a challenge to established human history, which suggests Homo sapiens emerged much later. The possibility of an advanced society predating known human history remains both thrilling and perplexing, prompting a re-evaluation of the origins of some of the world's most iconic monuments. Yet, amid the intrigue, many mysteries persist. For instance, despite extensive ancient Egyptian writings, there's a conspicuous absence of records detailing the construction of the pyramids and Sphinx, fueling curiosity and speculation. Beyond Giza, another site of profound significance is Kulaub, distinguished by its massive ancient walls encircling the entrance atop a naturally formed hill. This location challenges established academic assumptions, harboring layers of history ripe for exploration. As researchers delved deeper, they uncovered a meticulously constructed plateau intentionally shaped by human hands. This revelation shattered prior beliefs, revealing the sophisticated design of entrances strategically crafted to deter invaders. Inside this complex, a network of caves descends 800 meters underground, leading to a hidden burial chamber. Here, amidst treasures remarkably preserved against time's ravages, lie mummies unlike any seen before. These mummies, with their detailed facial features and preserved attire, suggest a culture of advanced skills and beliefs, challenging existing theories and promising to unravel one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. Despite widespread looting of ancient tombs over centuries, this burial chamber remained concealed and untouched until its recent discovery, potentially rewriting history books. Shell Grotto of Margate. In 1835, amidst the verdant fields of Kent, United Kingdom, a laborer engaged in routine work struck the earth with his shovel. As the metal bit into the ground, it seemed to disappear, revealing an unexpected sight: a concealed doorway leading into an intricate network of underground caverns. This chance discovery, invisible from the surface, swiftly spread through the local community like wildfire, capturing imaginations and sparking curiosity. The news drew attention far and wide, compelling a local school teacher to volunteer his son Joshua for a daring exploration into the depths below. Joshua's first-hand account vividly portrayed a mesmerizing scene: an ancient runes delicately carved into stone walls, complemented by millions of meticulously arranged seashells that formed an awe-inspiring mosaic. Although initially met with skepticism, Joshua's descriptions gained credibility as the entrance was widened, enabling astonished onlookers to witness the breathtaking chamber for themselves. Today, this marvel is renowned as the Shell Grotto of Margate. Yet, despite its fame, the enigma surrounding its creation and purpose remains largely unsolved. The mosaic covers nearly every surface, stretching approximately 190 meters and boasting an estimated 4.6 million shells, each chosen for its color and shape to enhance the grotto's otherworldly atmosphere. Scholars and historians have proposed numerous theories series to unravel the mystery. Some speculate it as the whimsical creation of a wealthy patron during the 18th or 19th century, while others entertain the possibility of its origins dating back to prehistoric times, suggesting it may have served as an ancient calendar or held significance for secretive societies like the Knights Templar. Compounding the intrigue is the absence of scientific dating, leaving the grotto's age and purpose cloaked in uncertainty. This lack of definitive evidence only deepens its allure, inviting further speculation and wonder. Upon closer examination, the mosaic reveals an intricate array of shell varieties, predominantly featuring local shells such as mussels, cockles, limpets, scallops, and oysters. The mosaic's background is filled with the rare flat winkle shell, uncommon in local habitats. Notably, the presence of flat winkles hints at their possible origin from shores west of Southampton, carried by ocean currents. Despite its breathtaking beauty and historical significance, the shell grotto of Margate remains relatively obscure in public awareness. Oldest bracelet. In Siberia, archaeologists unearthed a bracelet dating back to a time attributed to the Denisovans, an early human species recognized by modern science. This find, confirmed by scientists to be 40,000 years old, stands as the oldest known piece of jewelry ever discovered. The bracelet was found in Denisova Cave, located in the Altai region of Siberia in 2008. Detailed analysis by Russian experts validated its age and authenticity. Intriguingly, the bracelet is crafted from chlorite, a stone not native to the cave's surroundings, suggesting that the Denisovans either traveled significant distances or engaged in trade to obtain such materials. The craftsmanship of the bracelet is astonishing, featuring a meticulously drilled hole made with advanced tools, indicating a level of technological sophistication previously underestimated in Denisovan culture. As mentioned, scientists determined that this elaborate jewelry was likely created by the Denisovans, an ancient human species that is no longer alive. This discovery challenges previous notions about their capabilities and suggests they possess advanced skills in jewelry making and technology. The polished surface and precision of the drilled hole imply a level of craftsmanship previously unknown to modern science. Denisova Cave has also yielded other artifacts, including well-preserved bones and teeth that have provided crucial DNA evidence. This evidence has helped scientists better understand the Denisovans and their relationship with modern humans and Neanderthals. The discovery of this ancient bracelet with its advanced craftsmanship raises questions about prehistoric human abilities and hints at a complex and interconnected ancient world. Further examination of the bracelet continues to yield perplexing revelations, stirring interest and debate within the academic community. The meticulous crafting of the drill hole challenges assumptions and points to the sophisticated skills of ancient artisans, prompting further exploration and speculation into the enigmatic world of the Denisovans. Plain of Jars. Hidden in the heart of Laos, a landlocked country in Southeast Asia, is an archaeological mystery that has captivated humanity. Located at the northern end of the Annamese Cordillera, the principal mountain range of Indochina, this site has intrigued researchers since French scholar Madeleine Colani first linked the jars to burial practices in 1930. Over the years, excavations led by Lao and Japanese archaeologists have uncovered human remains, burial goods, and ceramics around the jars, confirming their use as early as 1240 to 6060 BC. The jars, standing between 1 to 3 meters tall and carved from rock, are predominantly cylindrical with a wider base than the top. Most are plain, though one jar stands out with a bas relief depicting a human figure often referred to as the Frog Man. Most of the jars in the Plain of Jars feature lip rims, suggesting they were originally designed to hold lids, although very few stone lids have been discovered. This implies that most lids were likely made from perishable materials. However, stone lids adorned with animal carvings provide exceptions to this rule, depicting creatures like monkeys, tigers, and frogs in intricate bas reliefs. Additionally, stone discs have been unearthed at the site, distinct from lids, featuring at least one flat side. These discs served as grave markers, positioned on the ground to cover or delineate burial pits. Although less common than the jars themselves, themselves, these markers are often found in close proximity to them. The jars are clustered across the lower hills and ridges surrounding the central plateau and valleys, with nearby quarries indicating their likely origin. The jars were crafted from 5 types of rock, with sandstone being the most prominent material used. Although it is believed that ancient artisans employed iron chisels to shape the jars, definitive proof is scarce. The variation in jar shapes across different regions can be attributed to the specific type of rock used and the techniques employed to manipulate it, suggesting a nuanced approach to craftsmanship that was influenced by local resources and expertise. Among Madeline Kalani's discoveries within the jars were colored glass beads, charred teeth, and bone fragments, sometimes belonging to multiple individuals. Surrounding the stone jars, her team uncovered human bones, pottery shards, iron and bronze artifacts, glass and stone beads, ceramic weights, and traces of charcoal. The bones and teeth inside the jars indicated signs of cremation, contrasting with the unburnt secondary burial bones found around the jar sites. No further archaeological exploration occurred until November 1994, when Professor Eiji Nitta from Kagoshima University and Lao archaeologist Thongsa Sayavonghamdi began surveying and mapping the site. Nitta's findings suggested that the nearby burial pits were contemporary with the jars, as they were carved into the same surface where the jars stood. He speculated that these jars served as symbolic monuments marking the surrounding burials, dating them to the late 2nd or early 1st millennium BC based on burial urns and associated grave goods. The varied practices of cremation inside the jars and secondary burial outside them, as observed by Kalani, remain challenging to explain. The cremated remains, often belonging to adolescents, were found inside the jars. While bomb clearance efforts did not involve emptying the jars for further evidence, one scientist proposed that the stone jars might have initially served to distill the deceased, with the cremated remains inside representing the most recent phase of use. Smaller apertures on some jars might signify a decreasing need to accommodate entire bodies. The idea that these jars served as distilling vessels aligns with traditional royal mortuary practices in Southeast Asia, as proposed by Engelhart and Rogers in 2001. In these practices, the deceased is placed into urns during early funeral rites, believed to facilitate the soul's transition from earthly to spiritual realms through gradual decomposition, followed by cremation and secondary burial. These ancient rituals and the enigmatic plane of jars continue to intrigue and mystify researchers, offering a glimpse into ancient customs and beliefs that shaped the region's cultural landscape. The placement of the jar sites have been linked to ancient trade routes, particularly those associated with the salt trade. It's been speculated that the Plain of Jars people valued salt as a commodity, drawing traders to the Xiangkuang Plateau. These jar sites exhibit slight variations in form, material, and quantity per site across the region, yet they share common features such as elevated positions with commanding views and adherence to distinct burial practices. This intricate web of historical and cultural connections continues to captivate researchers, offering insights into ancient trade, rituals, and the interconnectedness of civilizations across Southeast Asia. The most extensively studied and frequented jar site lies near Phonsavan. 7 jar sites have been meticulously cleared of unexploded bombs and are now accessible to visitors. Local legends weave tales of giants once ruling this land, led by King Kun Chung, who supposedly crafted the jars to brew and store vast quantities of alcohol in celebration of victorious battles. Another legend suggests the jars were molded from natural materials like clay, sand, sugar, and animal products, leading some to believe the cave served as a kiln for firing these vessels rather than them being carved from stone. During the Secret War, from May 19 to the summer of 1969, the Plain of Jars endured heavy bombing by the United States Air Force targeting North Vietnamese and Pathet Lao communist forces. This onslaught included 262 million anti-personnel cluster bombs, with an alarming 80 million failing to detonate and posing a grave threat to the local population. The pervasive presence of unexploded bombs, particularly cluster munitions, severely restricts movement across the area. Evidence of the bombing raids remains visible in the form of damaged or displaced jars and bomb craters. Visitors can only safely explore designated pathways that have been meticulously cleared and marked. The Mines Advisory Group, supported by funding from the New Zealand government, conducted thorough bomb clearance operations at the three main sites from July 2004 to July 2005. In 2007, they expanded these efforts to include clearance at 4 more jar sites, enhancing safety for visitors accessing these locations. On July 6, 2019, the Plain of Jars was recognized and inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, marking its global significance as a unique cultural and archaeological treasure. Subscribers pick. In the Chronicles of Ancient Egypt, scientists find an 800,000-year-old queen in Egypt, and it's not what you think. Queen Nemes Bastet was celebrated as a respected priestess who bore the esteemed title of Chantress. She hailed from a distinguished lineage, being the daughter of Naktamut, the esteemed high priest of Amun during the influential 22nd dynasty, spanning roughly from 945 to 712 BC. Nemes Bastet found her eternal resting place in a tomb nestled within the sacred precincts of the Valley of the Kings. The inscription found on Nemes Bastet's coffin offers profound glimpses into her family heritage and esteemed connections. Her father, Naktefmut, occupied the prestigious role of the opener of the doors of heaven at Karnak, a cornerstone temple of ancient Egypt, renowned for its religious and ceremonial significance. His position highlighted his influence during that era's spiritual and ceremonial practices. A remarkable wooden stela discovered alongside her remains depicts Nemes Bastet in a profound act of worship before a divine figure melding attributes of the sun god and Osiris, emblematic of the profound religious beliefs and practices of her time. This depiction not only illustrates her devotion, but also offers a glimpse into the intricate cosmology that shaped ancient Egyptian spirituality. In 2012, archaeologists unveiled this tomb to the world, revealing its fascinating history as a reused burial site originally intended for a woman from an earlier dynasty, whose identity remains shrouded in mystery. Led by Suzanne Bickel from the University of Basel in Switzerland, a team of archaeologists was on the brink of an extraordinary discovery. Deep within these hallowed grounds, where pharaohs and nobles had been laid to rest for centuries, they stumbled upon something astonishing. At first thinking it was the top of a deserted shaft, the archaeologists soon discerned that it was the entrance to a tomb previously undiscovered. This find was groundbreaking. The Valley of the Kings had not seen such a significant discovery in decades. Before further exploration could begin, the team meticulously adhered to Egypt's stringent archaeological regulations. They secured the site with a locked iron door, notified Egyptian authorities, and applied for necessary permits. A year later, armed with permits and anticipation, Bickel returned with a robust team of experts and local laborers. With careful precision, they uncovered the tomb's secrets, peering through small holes to photograph the ancient chambers below. What they captured was a dusty black coffin, crafted from plain tree wood and adorned with vibrant yellow symbols, lay undisturbed for millennia. Among the tomb's contents were pottery fragments, Nile silk remnants, and plaster pieces, materials commonly used in ancient Egyptian burial practices. These artifacts, combined with nearby dating evidence, suggested the tomb dating back over 3,000 years to Egypt's New Kingdom period. The inscriptions indicated it belonged to Nemes Bastet, likely a high-ranking figure associated with the Amun Temple during a culturally rich era of Egyptian history. The discovery of Nemes Bastet's coffin has sparked considerable debate among Egyptologists. Unlike the elaborate gold and jewel-encrusted sarcophagi of well-known pharaohs like Tutankhamun, Nemes Bastet's burial hints at a different societal role, or potentially an earlier era. What insights do you think the discovery of Nemes Bastet's tomb might offer about the burial practices and social structure of ancient Egypt? Drop your thoughts and interpretations in the comments below. Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls were unearthed in a series of 12 caves near the Dead Sea, initially around the site known as Ein Feshka, situated in the West Bank under Jordanian control at the time. The discoveries occurred between 1946 and 1956, first by Bedouin shepherds and later by archaeologists. This practice of storing worn-out sacred manuscripts in earthenware vessels buried within caves echoes the ancient Jewish tradition of Geniza. The significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls cannot be overstated. They include the earliest surviving copies of biblical texts, shedding new light on both Judaism and the nascent Christianity of their time. Preserved in the Shrine of the Book at the Israel Museum, Jerusalem, these artifacts are a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the Jewish people. Yet, the scrolls' journey from obscurity to scholarly acclaim has not been without controversy. Disputes over their ownership involve historical, legal, and humanitarian considerations between Israel, Jordan, and the Palestinian Authority. These scrolls, mostly unearthed after Jordan's annexation of the West Bank and later acquired by Israel following the 1967 Arab-Israeli War, are seen by many as integral to Jewish history and heritage. While most scrolls are fragmentary, damaged by time and the elements, a handful have survived remarkably intact. These rare finds provide glimpses into ancient Jewish life, thought, and religious practices. Initially associated with the Essenes, an ancient Jewish sect, recent interpretations have sparked debates about their origins and authors, suggesting ties to Jerusalem's priests or other unknown Jewish groups. The majority of the manuscripts discovered in the Judean desert are written in Hebrew, alongside some in Aramaic and a handful in Greek. Additional findings from this region, such as Latin texts from Masada and Arabic from Khirbet al-Murd, have expanded the linguistic diversity of the collection. However, associated sites in the Judean desert have yielded manuscripts dated as early as the 8th century and as late as the 11th century. Bronze coins found at these sites, dating from the time of John Hyrcanus of the Hasmonean Kingdom through the period of the First Jewish-Roman War, provide additional evidence supporting the dating of the scrolls. This alignment is confirmed through both paleographic analysis and radiocarbon dating methods. The initial discovery unfolded when Bedouin shepherd Muhammad ed-Dib, along with his cousin Jum'a Muhammad and Khalil Musa, stumbled upon 7 scrolls housed in jars inside a cave near what is now Qumran. John Trevor pieced together the sequence of events through interviews with the Bedouin. Ed-Dib's cousin discovered the caves, but it was Ed-Dib himself who inadvertently entered what is now referred to as Cave 1. Inside, he found several scrolls, among them the Isaiah Scroll, Habakkuk Commentary, and the Community Rule. These scrolls were taken back to their camp and shown to their family, kept hanging on a tent pole while decisions were pondered. Eventually, after an unsuccessful attempt to sell them locally, the scrolls were entrusted to Khalil Eskander Shaheen, known as Kondo, a cobbler and part-time antiquities dealer, marking the beginning of their journey into scholarly awareness. In 1947, John examined the original 7 scrolls. He compared their writing to that of the Nash Papyrus, the oldest known biblical manuscript at the time, and identified similarities between them. In November 1951, Roland DeVoe and his team started excavating Qumran. By February 1952, Bedouin discoveries led to the identification of 30 fragments in what became known as Cave 2. This cave eventually yielded 300 fragments from 33 manuscripts, including parts of Jubilees and the Wisdom of Sirach in Hebrew. The following month, on March 14, 1952, the American Schools of Oriental Research team found a third cave containing fragments of Jubilees and the Copper Scroll. From September to December 1952, they uncovered fragments and scrolls in caves 4, 5, and 6. As the scrolls gained recognition for their historical value, archaeologists intensified their searches in the broader Qumran area, spanning over a kilometer in length. Between 1953 and 1956, DeVoe led 4 more expeditions that unearthed scrolls and artifacts. The discovery of Cave 11 in 1956 yielded the final fragments near Qumran. Caves 4 to 10 are clustered about 1 250 meters from Khirbet Qumran, while caves 1, 2, 3, and 11 lie about a mile north, with cave 3 being the farthest. In February 2017, Hebrew University archaeologists announced finding a new Cave 12, where they discovered a blank parchment and evidence suggesting the cave had been looted in the 1950s. In March 2021, Israeli archaeologists revealed dozens of fragments containing biblical texts in Greek from the books of Zechariah and Nahum. These were hidden in a cave during the Bar Kokhba revolt around 132 to 136 CE. Additionally, ancient artifacts like a 10,500-year-old woven reed basket from the Murabba'at caves and the remains of a cloth-wrapped child from around 6,000 years ago were discovered. Coins from the time of the Bar Kokhba revolt were also found. In the same year, Israeli authorities discovered more scrolls in a different cave near the Dead Sea known as the Cave of Horror, a long-lost Maya city. Archaeologist Ivan Sprich dedicated nearly 3 decades to uncovering lost cities hidden deep within Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. His latest find has become a global sensation. Described as a real-life Indiana Jones, Ivan has braved the wilds of the Yucatan, battling snakes, insects, and jaguars in pursuit of ancient Maya cities swallowed by centuries of jungle growth. In 2013, he and his team unearthed Chactun, a sprawling city from the 8th century. In 2014, they made another significant discovery with Lagunita and Tamchen, where they found pyramid temples and intricately carved steles that had been undisturbed for more than 1,000 years. But Ivan's most recent revelation has captured the world's imagination. In a remote corner of the Balamku Ecological Conservation Zone, his team uncovered Okomtun, an abandoned Maya city adorned with pyramid-shaped structures towering over 15 meters tall. Named for its distinctive cylindrical columns, Okomtun dates back to 600 to 800 CE, offering insights into Maya civilization at its peak. Ivan reflected on the significance of Okomtun, stating to News that it represented the ultimate mystery within the central Maya lowlands. He noted it covered thousands of square kilometers with no known sites before its discovery. The Maya, widely regarded as one of the most advanced civilizations in the Americas, dominated Central America from 200 to 900 CE. Known for their impressive pyramid temples and over 40 grand cities like Tikal, Wasakhtun, and Copan, they were also adept astronomers, mathematicians, and prolific writers. They meticulously recorded celestial events such as eclipses and solstices, aligning their cities' structures accordingly. Their pioneering achievements included the invention of zero-A millennium before Europeans, and a calendar in the 1st century BCE more accurate than the Julian calendar used for centuries worldwide. They developed a writing system as early as 300 BCE and produced thousands of codices. They are credited with inventing chocolate, the world's first ball game, and rubber. Ivan noted that there had always been a fascination with the Maya. He pointed out that many of their impressive cities were hidden deep within forests, posing an enduring mystery about how such a civilization could thrive in a tropical environment. Despite a century of scholarly study, one central question persists. What caused the decline of their magnificent cities? By the 8th and 9th centuries, the Maya abruptly deserted their urban centers, which were marvels of Mesoamerican engineering and science. Scholars like Sprich have debated whether warfare, prolonged droughts, soil depletion, climate change, or a mix of factors triggered this collapse. By around 1000 CE, nearly every settlement in the central and southern Yucatan Peninsula, including Okomtun, stood deserted. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.